Obviously open it up this week with Michigan, Big Ten night game. From what I understand, it's the first one at their stadium, so it should be exciting from that perspective. I've known Brady Hoke for a long time, his 4th year at Michigan. They got 16 of 22 starters returning this year, 7 on offense and 9 on defense. They're 2-4 presently. They've had some tough games, close games. You look at making a comparison, like we do every single week. We have the advantage in turnover margin. We do not have the advantage in penalties. They have that. We have the advantage in total offense, total defense, scoring offense, and scoring defense. So if you look at the main statistics that we think are important. And then defensively, their defensive coordinator, Greg Madison, is one of the more veteran coaches out there in terms of experience and success, not only in college but also in the NFL. They're a 4-3 team. They'll play quarters, and they play a lot of cover one, a lot of man coverage. In a lot of ways, they remind me of when I used to be in the ACC, and you played Florida State, and they would load the box up to take the runaway by numbers, and they'd press you on the outside to take the what I call gimme throws away and really make it difficult on you. They're very good up front. They run to the ball well. Guys that have jumped out to us is their defensive tackle, number 96, Ryan Glasgow. Their defensive end, number 57, Frank Clark, who's really kind of jumped out to me. It's interesting. I always, when I see guys on each team that we play that I think are really good players, and maybe you can make an argument their best player, I always go back and look at where they came from a recruiting perspective. He's 6'2", 277-pound defensive end now. Out of high school, he was a 6'2", 210 outside linebacker out of Ohio. So I always find that interesting, just to kind of go back and study people and where they came from. Their Sam linebacker, number 15, James Ross, is doing a nice job. And then their middle linebacker, number 47, Jake Ryan, is very productive. Offensively, Doug Nussmeier, who I've known for a while. His first year at Michigan had been the offensive coordinator at Alabama in the last couple of years. There are multiple pro offense. Obviously, quarterback number 98, Devin Gardner, big, strong, physical guy. I was really impressed with his presence at Big Ten Media Days. He's an impressive guy, 6'4", 216 pounds. Is completing 62% of his passes and is very, very athletic in terms of making plays with his feet. Tailback number 4, Devion Smith. Wide receiver Devin Funchess at 6'5", 230 pounds, very, very productive. And then their wide receiver and return man, Dennis Norfleet. On special teams, Dan Ferrigno is also their tight ends coach. The guys that jump out is number 23, again, Dennis Norfleet, their kick return guy. He's got a chance to be the, he's right now he's the second all-time leading returner in Michigan history, and has a chance to be the leader, before the end of the season. So, it's a really interesting game. We're excited about the opportunity. This will be my first time going to Michigan. Looking forward to that and experiencing that. That's something that we're keeping mental notes as a coaching staff, because a lot of our coaches haven't been to a lot of these locations before. So I apologize. Open up the questions.
Back here. I want to ask about the recruiting trip this weekend. You took a helicopter a couple places. First off, is that Penn State's helicopter? Did you guys rent that? How'd that go down?
No, it's basically we find the best option in those areas from a cost perspective and a safety perspective.
And what are a couple of reasons you decided to use that? I mean, is it just to get around to a couple schools? Is it to let everybody know you're here?
No, the main part is efficiency. You're in either cities where you try to see a half of the first game and then half of another game, and you get stuck in traffic and you never make it to the second game and the kid's expecting you. It's a problem. I'll give you a perfect example. On Thursday alone, I saw 4 high school football games, 4, which I don't think there's any way that you can do that without it, unless we go back Star Trek transporter type deal. I don't know how you're able to get that done, and where the challenge comes is if you're in a certain area and you go see one kid and not another, there's hurt feelings. And the head coach can only be so many places, and the head coach, carries a little bit more weight. So it's really just You know, the assistants can spread out. We got 9 of them all over the places, but with me and my schedule, being able to get as much bang for our buck as possible for the certain amount of days I'm allowed to go on the road, that's where it comes in. And luckily, the administration's been really supportive of that, and they kind of understand the plan.
Appreciate it, James. Well, one last question. I've noticed you have a DJ that's down by the tunnel before games. Did you have any role in that? With the recruits and stuff? This
Yeah,
is something
I think,
Louisville really,
I'm sorry?
Louisville really stresses that. I don't know if you've ever seen that before. They have this DJ. It's a big deal with recruits and stuff. I didn't know if you had any role in putting that DJ down on the tunnel, you know, right on the field.
Yeah, there was a lot of discussions of things, you know, when I first got here that really I was, you know, really not involved with, and things that I was involved with, just in terms of trying to create great game day environments for the students, for the fans, for our players, for recruits, for all those things. And I think if you look across the country, everybody's looking at these things to try to create the best game day environments they possibly can. It may be cell phone service and things like that, so people can stay connected. A lot of different technology. It could be bathrooms. It could be the food. All the different things that you're trying to provide in a stadium, so that people can come to Beaver Stadium and have a great experience. I think one of the challenges that you always have is all the different demographics you have, and whether it's the band or whether it's a DJ or whether it's traditions or whether it's new traditions or whatever it may be. And what you're always trying to do when you got 107,000 people is keep everybody happy, which is a challenge. But I think that was just one of many discussions about trying to create the best game day environment we possibly can.